Welcome to Sound and Fury. I am Eric Wilfred Watson, more specifically the Eric Wilfred Watson from Earth 27.
And I'm Hugh Frank, and I am the droid you're looking for.
Today we're going to talk about the Multiverse of Madness.
Yes. Can we dance with madness?
Wrong! And I play with madness! All right!
Which is a movie by Sam Raimi that I watched in the movie theater.
Sam Raimi, you're a jerk, but I love the shit out of you.
Shall we begin?
All right, so with that being established, what did you, Mr. I'm a huge MCU fan, think of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness?
Well, let's see. Picture a dagger, an ornately carved, beautiful, gem-laden dagger with a leather handle and gold trim and crystals and just the most beautiful thing, stabbing you in the heart again and again and again. It was such a lovely, beautiful massacre of my emotions. I loved it and hated it. I loved that I hated it. It was a beautiful. It was from the moment where I guess we're just going full spoilers.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. If you don't want to watch spoilers, don't watch this video. But if you leave this video because you don't want to see spoilers, hit the subscribe button so that when you want to watch it later, you can. Also, if you hit the subscribe button, somebody in the multiverse dies.
Wow. But not a kitten. No. You'll save a kitten and kill somebody else.
But only a bad universe.
But only a bad universe. So when she's with her kids again, the first time you see them.
You're talking about Wanda.
Wanda, yep. And to me, Wanda is the baddie. She is my favorite Avenger. I love WandaVision. I love everything she's in. I love the laconic lines that they give her, which they give her a couple awesome ones in this one. She's what made this movie for me. I mean, Doctor Strange is cool, but this was a Wanda show. I loved it. And you see her kids, and I got this warm fuzzy. I'm like, okay, I don't get it. I must have missed something. Why are the kids there? And then suddenly they're not, and I grabbed a napkin as a tissue, because like immediately the waterworks came on. Like I felt her pain, and I have never understood a villain like I have understood this villain. I'm getting teary eyed just thinking about it. Like the best villain hands down ever in any movie, in my opinion.
Yeah, it was kind of boring, really.
All right.
No, I'm just kidding. No, it was okay. I mean, it wasn't my favorite of the Marvel movies. That's a pretty high bar. But I did like the movie quite a bit. I enjoyed a couple things I liked and a couple things I didn't like so much. I did enjoy all of the performances, and you're correct. Having a good villain with motivation you understand. This movie accomplished that. Check mark. Good job. Yay, Sam Raimi.
Yay.
Pat. Things I didn't care for so much, and this may be just my expectation was different than what was delivered to me, but I wanted more Multiverse of Madness. They really only went to one other universe, and I was expecting, maybe it's my fault that I was expecting this, but I was expecting like some romp where they're going from different weird universes and kind of touching on the various things we saw in What If, but it really only stays, I mean, it barely travels the multiverse.
It does, and that's a very good point. It does establish a couple cool things. One, that the multiverse is real on film as opposed to the What If, which not that there's too much of a difference. We'll talk about the cameos and stuff. It obviously accomplishes that. But yeah, when the few times that they travel through, because America Chavez has her power that she can't control, and eventually she does.
I want to see the universe where it's Canada Chavez, Mexico Chavez, France Chavez, China Chavez, Japan Chavez, South Africa Chavez,
Belgium Chavez,
Luxembourg.
Yeah. Anyway, that was kind of the cool thing is she's the one and only.
Canada Chavez, eh?
Exactly.
I don't know. America's just a weird protagonist, or not. I guess she wasn't the protagonist, but America's just a weird character name. I've never met anybody named America before.
I'm not sure why I'm not sure how she got that name.
Although you can't have America without Eric.
That's true. That's true.
So you're talking about the movie a minute ago.
Yeah, I was talking about the movie a minute ago. Yeah. So, and I did like the character of America Chavez. Kind of fresh for me because I don't read the comics a lot. I did do a little bit of research on who she was. The whole story about where she came from apparently was like a complete utopia. It was like the perfect place. Like nobody would ever leave willingly.
With free pizza balls, apparently.
With free pizza balls. Yes. And that another touch of Sam Raimi there. That was Bruce Campbell.
Army of Darkness, Evil Dead fame.
Yeah. Every Ash Wednesday, I try to watch Evil Dead Evil Dead or Army of Darkness. Usually Army of Darkness.
See, I never liked those
his name
movies.
is Ash.
I never liked those movies.
Oh god, yeah, I'm a Sam Raimi fan. So it was a Sam Raimi movie, clearly a Sam Raimi movie.
Yeah, especially at the end where he, like Doctor Strange, is like the Walking Dead version of himself,
Yes.
and he has a cloak made out of demon corpses, ghosts.
And the demons, they purposely looked a little, just slightly stop motion-y. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
Just a little. They intentionally, in my opinion, made them to look like Sam Raimi stop motion demons. Like they didn't make the special effects perfect. They put that little smudge of imperfection in there just to make it like this is basically Evil Dead Part 4, folks. Like it's Sam Raimi all over again. It's the Necronomicon.
Doctor Strange and the Army of Darkness.
Yeah, basically, it's the Necronomicon Ex Mortis. It's more or less the same.
Yeah, they're going after the evil book.
Yeah. I mean, it's I was joking. My daughter and I went to see it, and I said, basically they approached Sam Raimi and said, "Hey, we want you to make a movie about fighting against an army of undead and an evil book." And Sam Raimi said, well, "I've already done it, but sure, I can do it in the Marvel universe."
How many $1 million?
Exactly, all of them. So where were we?
Earth 616.
Earth 616. Yes. So yeah, and they labeled, and it's cool because it's a callback to Eric Selvig way back in Thor: The Dark World. He actually has all this stuff written on the board behind him, and one of them is Earth 616. Like he somehow figured out that it was Earth 616 way back when in like Phase 2, which was kind of neat. So it established a lot of stuff. I think that's the point of topic we were, but it didn't have the same fighting from one universe to another universe to another universe exactly the same way that they did in What If, which was really cool.
Which might make the Flash movie the better multiverse movie. Whether it's a better movie or not, probably, who knows. But as a DC Comics fan, I've been looking forward to the Flash movie because that's really going to introduce, supposedly, we'll see what actually happens, but introduce the DC multiverse because it's supposed to be based, at least loosely, on Flashpoint, which in the comics did a lot to reset canon, and there's a lot of multiverse-y stuff going on in there. So, and we already know through leaks and whatnot and rumor that there's going to be a lot of DC characters that haven't been seen in a long time in the Flash movie.
Cool.
So we'll see. Maybe that'll give me my multiverse fix, because this movie didn't quite do that. Although I will say the main multiverse the main alternate Earth that you got to see was pretty neat. I don't think I would want to randomly step on a memory circle and let the bystanders see my innermost thoughts. And so that's what you're into. Okay.
Anyway, yeah. So yeah,
or like some couple stands on there and like. That's really what you did last Thursday, honey? You told me you were at your friend's house.
You told me you were playing poker. Well, I poker. So yeah, there's that.
Yeah, red means go.
That, yeah.
Apparently there's a thriving, florist business. Lots of people had flowers in their buildings.
Oh, that's true. That's true. And then there was, Shaka when the walls fell. No, sorry, that's the wrong multiverse.
And not free pizza balls.
And not free pizza balls. Yeah, that was. Oh, and then the whole callback too with Bruce Campbell like slapping himself. I was telling Hannah on the way out after the after credits, and I'm like, that's kind of a running gag because basically the last time that his hand got possessed and he started hitting himself, he had to chop his own hand off.
That didn't go quite that far, but
yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's a wink, wink to the audience. If you know who Sam Raimi is, and you're familiar with the Evil Dead / Army of Darkness, you're going to get the joke. And if not, it's still funny on itself.
Yep. So should we talk about cameos?
Absolutely. We got the Illuminati, which is populated by, the Fantastic Four boy band, and
Yeah, so we have John Krasinski as Dr. what's his name? Or Mr. Fantastic. I think is that his moniker?
I guess so.
Yeah.
And then they had not Captain Pike.
They had not Captain Pike.
Well, the actor who plays Captain Pike in the new Star Trek was one of the Illuminati people, but he had a mask on, so you couldn't really tell.
Oh, was he Black Bolt?
Maybe.
The guy with the voice?
I think so.
Oh, so they had 2 starship captains.
Yes, and Picard.
And he was there, yeah. And then they had Monica Rambeau as Captain Marvel, which was awesome. My daughter Hannah freaked out when she saw John Krasinski because she's a huge Office fan. Well, we both are, but her so much more than me. She's seen every episode probably 27 times. So that was like a really cool moment. Kind of disappointing to see him get unraveled, although that was cool.
Now, one thing that people do, especially in older fiction, I think they kind of wised up to it, but there's like the old bad guy working for evil villain.
Right.
Bad guys can't quite get the hero because the hero has hero armor, and it's like, you will do it right next time, and they have like the villains failing and reporting to the, like Dr. Claw and Inspector Gadget is like, eliminate him, and the James Bond villains that don't quite do the job, so it's like, next time don't fail me. That kind of weakens the bad guy if they're always like failing at shit.
Right.
This movie kind of flipped that on its head a little bit, and they had a series of really, really strong heroes. Professor X, the guy from the Fantastic Four, Captain Britain.
Oh, Captain Britain. Oh, God, we forgot about her, yeah.
I call her Captain Britain instead of...
I guess she's Captain Carter.
Right, they call her Captain Carter, but if it's Captain America in the main universe, why not Captain Britain in that one? But anyway.
Oh, what about Britain Chavez?
Oh, that's true.
But anyway, yeah.
But they established these as all really powerful heroes, yet the Scarlet Witch, no problem at all taking them all out. She kills Professor X with barely any effort.
Yep.
She causes Mr. Screamy Face to blow his own head up.
And that was the best line. There's 2 of my favorite lines in the whole movie. That was one of them. Because I love her laconic, back at Endgame, you took everything from me. I don't even know who you are. You will. And that just... Ugh. And then with the, he can kill you with just a whisper from his mouth.
What mouth?
Yeah. Oh, fuck. that was cool.
It tricks him into blowing his own head up, sure. Yeah. And slicing Captain America lady in half, Captain Britain in half. Mm-hmm. So they establish these characters as strong, but just fucking annihilates them.
Right.
So that raises the stakes and actually raises the suspense, which is the opposite of the Bond villain not quite getting Bond again.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. And with the stuff on her face, and she really looked like an actual witch. She moved like a witch. She just popped out of nowhere like she was the Scarlet.
Weighs as much as a duck, like a witch.
She's made of wood, like a witch. Build a bridge out of her. But anyway, yeah. So, but the other best line, it wasn't lost on me that this came up over Mother's Day weekend. But when Doctor Strange says, "Your children weren't real. You made them with magic," and she says, "Well, that's what all mothers do."
Mm-hmm. That was kind of
neat. It is kind of, It's a little ode to mothers on Mother's Day weekend there, so that was cool.
And I like that the resolution is seeing her alternate universe self, who has the kids, that she's about to lose the kids, and she doesn't want to do that to another version of herself, and finally realizes what she's doing is actually kind of horrible.
She finally gets it. Yeah, she's very Raceland Magier-like moment from, if you go all the way back to our best villains of all time. He was on the list somewhere. But sees the evil that they're about to become. And that one last step of separating this other Wanda from her kids, or separating her kids from their actual mother, is just a step too far. And she decides to...
And I like that most versions of Doctor Strange are apparently shitty.
Yeah, the problem with all the multiverses is you.
I mean, there's the one What If episode where he basically becomes completely evil and just ends up being by himself at the end.
And I guess that was the version that he ends up fighting.
or a similar version of
And
that.
then, yeah, I don't know.
But I like how
The
most
version with all the tentacles and stuff from What If is the one I was dying to see, and I thought he was going to show up. There was a scene from. Sorry, I didn't mean to steal from you, but there's a scene from the trailer where he says things just got out of hand. Like that didn't happen in the movie.
Well, that's happened sometimes where the scenes that are in the trailer aren't in the movie. Like in Morbius, they removed the Spider-Man murderer mural. That wasn't in the actual movie, apparently.
Gotcha.
So there's some...
We tried to see that, but it sucked so bad that it wasn't in the theater by the time we went there to watch it.
A week later.
A week later. Yeah. Whoopsie. So yeah, I haven't seen Morbius, but I did try.
It was a good movie, though. I like the Doctor Strange character. He is an imperfect hero, and he has a little bit of growth here, seeing that a lot of other versions of him... He was so close to becoming a shithead, and it's kind of a miracle that this is the one universe he didn't become a complete shithead.
Right. That's true. Not a complete shithead, but just slightly. Yeah, the whole thing too, and they do this very well in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, where the next movie, it's not just like, oh, it's a new movie, so we're gonna start fresh. Nobody's got any memory of the last stuff and all this other stuff that happened. You've got the Doctor talks about losing his brother and his cats. Well, he was blipped out or whatever, and to Doctor Strange, there was no other way. He calculated it out. He watched 14,027,000 alternate futures or whatever.
Which is why Endgame was the highest grossing movie of all time, is because he kept seeing it over and over.
Watched it over and over again. Yep. So, I wonder if he knows how Avatar is going to end. So,
Oh, I saw the Avatar trailer in the theater.
Yeah.
It looks boring as shit.
It does, actually. Yeah. So, but the Sky People are back, I guess, for more unobtainium. Yeah, whoopty shit. So,
Hey, but at least we get blue cats.
at least we get blue cats. That's true. Oh, and we could get cats from Zero Wing. How are you, gentlemen? All your base are belong to us. Wrong cats. Anyway, so yeah, Doctor Strange.
It was a movie. I saw it in the theater.
It was.
Doctor Strange will return, says the credits.
Yeah, although
With a third eye?
with it, yeah, and who knows if he can see out of it or if he's got a third eye blind. Yeah.
He's equipped for a stooge fight. I mean, you go, boom, and he's still got another one.
Yeah, and Pickle Nose Cumberbatch says that he was going to take a leave of absence or whatever from Doctor Strange for a while. So who knows what that means? But or what's his name? Dominic.
Having a third eye would make
Picklefax?
hats uncomfortable.
It would, wouldn't it? Yeah. And then what do you say if you're in the Navy? Aye, Captain.
I like to see him go to an optometrist. It was like left, right, center.
Yeah, how do you get glasses?
I just want to see him. I would have him have Penguin's monocle appear. Okay.
Yeah, see her. So yeah.
I think this is probably where he should end the video.
Probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, great
I liked it. It wasn't my favorite Marvel movie. I think I like the first one better. I'm a little disappointed, but I think I need to watch it again for what it is rather than what I thought it was going to be. But it was a fun adventure. It definitely had a darker tone, a more horror movie element than any other Marvel, but not in a, you can't take a young-ish kid to it. It's scary, but not give your 12-year-old nightmares scary.
Right.
It has a few jump scares. I wouldn't take anybody younger than maybe 12 to the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not? But like half of Marvel movies, it's in the top 75% for me. So it's up there. It's the plot did not go anywhere in the direction I thought it was going to go.
Which is a plus in a way.
Which
I mean,
is
if you don't know what's going to
definitely a
happen.
plus, Yeah. So, but as far as the kind of what I expected, as far as the level of horror, actually, I did kind of expect it to be a little bit more horrific.
Yeah, me too. They talked about it being the first Marvel horror movie, and I wouldn't call this a horror movie. It had more horror elements than any other Marvel so far, but it's not a horror movie.
The gruesome deaths were definitely like.
It's like CGI ghosts aren't that scary to me.
No. But other than Ulysses Claw getting his arm chopped off, I can't think of anybody really dying a horrifying.
Well, Starro got
gruesome
its
death.
eye plucked out. That was kind of gross.
Well, yeah, no, but I mean as far as other Marvel movies,
Oh.
like how many gruesome deaths have there been?
They're all very PG deaths.
They're all very PG deaths, and this is starting with the eye being plucked out, like and the noise. And then
I could not help but think Suicide Squad when watching this one-eyed monster attack the city.
Yeah, no.
Not that one-eyed monster.
Not that one-eyed monster, no. It was basically Starro, yeah. It was a different,
Well, at any event, we will call the video here because I'm sick of talking about this thing. So please hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss me being annoyed by talking about more Marvel things in the future. And just so you know, if you go to ericwilfredwatson.com right now, you can read a free sample of my novel Judas Kissed, which is available for sale on Amazon.com. And that was a plug.
I just want to tell you both good luck. We're all counting on you.